Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different league, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Got a cast of thousands with me tonight, and we got a lot to talk about. Going to talk about the Masters and ask the question that I've been trying to ask and find out from all of you. Is Tiger Woods truly done? We'll get into all that and more on this show. Also, we'll get into the NBA playoff scene. Got the play-ins coming down the pipe. Got a lot to talk about, but first, let me go ahead and bring in my folks. Let me go ahead and bring the man who's going to be covering baseball for us for a little bit. Let me bring my man Ambrose in. Ambrose, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
How you doing, brother?
Happy Jackie Robinson Day.
That's right. All right, next up. Uh-oh. I didn't see it because my phone was in the way, but I see her now. She is the greatest James Harden apologist of all time.
Will, it's Ando. He's a he.
Oh, damn. let me bring my girl Zoe in. Zoe, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? All right, let me go ahead.
Welcome back.
What's up, man?
Let me also bring in my man John. John, man. This is crazy. We got the NBA play-ins coming in. I ain't excited about none of these games. My Bulls are part of it. I ain't still not excited about none of this.
Your Bulls are part of it.
My Bulls. You know, we play the 9-10 game in Chicago.
Hey, well, I'll root for you. My team got put out. So
man, I ain't even excited for nothing.
They ain't want us in there. We was gonna knock LeBron in them off.
Oh.
I ain't even. Oh, they might. We're gonna talk about that.
We would have. But yeah, you already know.
We're gonna talk about this, and then bring in the man, the myth, the legend. He got a what the hell? Let me bring my man Ando in. Ando, what's up? What the hell?
Wow. Okay, all right. You don't like that. I'm sorry. He jumped up on my lap right as you guys were introducing. Nah, dude. First off, Ambrose, happy Jackie Robinson Day. I did hear that joke you said when he was introducing Zamora. I'm going to let that one slide. Second off, Will, come on. We got into the playoffs, Will. You got to.
This ain't the playoffs, though.
You got to believe, man. Believe that we might hold Trae Young to like 60 points. May have a chance to win. Maybe not. I do have some opinions and thoughts about it. If it's cool, I want to talk WNBA draft as well today, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well,
Let's go.
We can do that.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
We can do that for sure.
Anyone see Caitlin Clark on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That was
hilarious.
Dude, that whole episode of Saturday Night Live was legit. Between Ryan Gosling's Beavis and Butthead skit, The Close Encounter, and then Caitlin Clark on the Weekend Update.
I only saw Caitlin Clark and Michael Shea, and it was hysterical.
You have to watch the Ryan Gosling Beavis and Butthead. If you don't, you're missing like 40% of the funniness in that episode. The other 60 comes from Caitlin Clark.
Man, let me tell y'all. I want to go ahead and jump into the Tiger Woods stuff, and then after that, we'll jump into the NBA. Tiger Woods shot a terrible Saturday. He doesn't look. How can I put this? He doesn't look real relaxed on the golf course. Not like he used to.
No.
Do you guys think Tiger Woods is done?
Can you really say over maybe like the last 4 years when Tiger's played, he doesn't look like Tiger? He is a shell of himself. Since the knee injuries and the back injuries, he's not himself. He's not that dominant Tiger. And yes, I think because of his age plays a factor in it. I don't think he trusts his body, Will. I for that reason, I think he should, as much as it kills me, it'd be like saying Michael Jordan needed to retire after championship 6. Hey, he's too old. He can't win 2 more. He goes out and wins 2 more, and that's great. But what if he doesn't? Now he's just a shell of who he was. I wouldn't have wanted him to play for the Wizards personally, but he's my favorite player, and of course I want to see him play. But Tiger, if it's not Tiger Woods that we remember, I don't think he should play anymore.
I think he should retire. That's my
thing. I think it's mental. I think when you're someone like him who operates at a peak performance, and you operate at the mentality that he operates, when he got caught and he had to apologize to all those people, he hasn't been the same since that scandal, and that mentally broke him because he doesn't have control. Like, he doesn't have control. And someone like him, you have to dominate. And when you're not dominating on all fronts, you're not dominating on any front. And that killed I wouldn't say it killed his career, because he's probably a billionaire and he's won
worth $2 billion.
Yeah, I think it cut his career short.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, because I can ramble on for another hour. So
I just have a question. After that scandal did happen, didn't he win 1 Masters after it?
I think he won 2, because his most recent one he won was in 2019. Because I just saw a rewinder about it the other day. Because I mean, had he not have gotten hurt, he would have smashed Mickelson's record.
It was kind of like a tsunami. Like, the wave was pulling back, and he's winning, and then it really starts to come out like, here's another girl, and the text messages come out. And as each story's coming out, he's losing more and more control.
Yep.
And his game is suffering.
And then you count the injuries that goes on top of that. So now physically, can he perform? Mentally, he still has that block.
Like, it wasn't the initial scandal. It was everything that came after it. And someone like him, he's like the Michael Jordan of golf. If that happened to Michael Jordan wouldn't have won 6 championships. He'd have been stuck at 2. Still be in the Hall of Fame. Still be better than LeBron, Dan. But, someone like that with that mentality needs to be in constant control. And when you can't control your life's narrative, it hurts your game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else want to comment about this before we move on?
Tiger ain't been the same since the scandal.
Yeah,
Tiger let go of the girls.
Yep.
The golf went with it.
Yep. It was like a package deal, and it's like I don't know, man. That to me,
I don't know. Maybe kept his ligaments loose. I don't know.
Listen, I love females. Do not get me wrong, but the way he was doing things, from what I heard, was
that's a bit too much, man.
He had a female in every area code.
Yeah.
But I think it was more
Zip
like
code, more like
settlement where he lost his money.
Nah, I mean, the money thing is not. I think that probably has something to do with it. But he went from I'm Tiger Woods and little kids pretend to be Tiger Woods on Nike commercials to losing his endorsements and just being, not Tiger Woods.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, so not try to compare this to to the proclaimed first black president, William Bill, when he had his scandal and everything happened. They tried to try him, which you can't really do just because he was unfaithful. But granted, it changed the trajectory of his presidency.
True.
Now, granted, with this, there was nothing initially like, dare I say, Brett Favre, where there was allegations of assault or Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
It was just like he was out here cheating.
It was
and
consensual.
he was being
Being
reckless with your man tool.
He was just being a man-hoe.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So basically, was it because the amount of women? Because it wasn't like Kobe. There wasn't no you rape, or she tried to come forward and say whatever happened with the clothing. There was no assault, but it was just the number that derailed his career.
I think my position to answer you is that it's an ego thing, and when he can't control what's being said, because I think he was he's such an egomaniac, and you can hear it with a lot of the voice messages that were released. I think the ego came into play. It has nothing to do with whether or not he was beating up on girls or he was assaulting girls or anything. I think it had to do with the press came out with a narrative that he couldn't control.
Right.
And his ego couldn't deal with it. And I think it messed with his game. Because he went from being...
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say anyway.
You said he went from being what?
He went from being like, selling Nike shoes, EA Sports, Tiger Woods Golf, this, that, to McDonald's don't want to touch me.
He was a household word at that.
Yep.
So you were saying it's more like the narrative he wasn't able to control. Because in my head, I'm just like, the type of treatment, at one point I was just thinking like, it's one thing, okay, the infidelity with Bill Clinton. But then like when you look at the assault charge, I understand why, like for different players, it's just like, okay, we have to demonize you. But then like you're saying, you heard the messages that it messed with his game. But I'm just talking about the narrative that they were tearing him down with. Is it just because you were just an adulterous hoe? Or is it because the numerous women that just kept saying that you was just out here? Like
I think it was a control issue. I think it was a control issue when he couldn't control it.
Let's not forget one more thing. Other golfers were coming at him for what he did. His peers was coming at him for what he did.
So they were just using
which is unprecedented in any sport.
Mm-hmm.
Like any sport, usually because usually in any sport, you get caught doing that. The other guy's like, I don't want to get caught.
Right.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
But he had other golfers, particularly the golfer that introduced him to her, come forward and say he was upset with Tiger about that.
But don't you think that would be more like a strategic move so he could have an advantage for his game? Because in my head, unless it's like if this was LeBron and an enemy would be happy, nobody's really gonna be super happy except it's Mario Chalmers because he's a hating ass person.
Yeah, he is.
But there's not many people that's gonna be like, dang man, they got Bron or something. They wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, plot on his demise.
I mean, you have to look at the other person this happened to and how he handled it, and that's Kobe. And Kobe was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna take the hit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy my wife a rock the size of planet Mars.
Tiger bought his wife an island.
I think what Kobe,
I'm gonna lose some endorsements for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put up 81 points in a game. I'm gonna get those endorsements back.
Yeah.
I think what Kobe did better than Tiger was Kobe got ahead of it. As soon as he realized that it was going to be a marketing nightmare, he went out and did his publicity of, hey guys, look, this isn't who I really am. Did I mess up? Yeah, I'm going to fight this in court. And not, most of it isn't true. Some of it to the responsibility of me is. But Kobe to his credit, got ahead of it and took care of everything that he did. Whereas with Tiger just waited until it snowballed. And at that point, I think a lot of what Ambrose is saying, when he lost control of it, that's when his game started getting affected by it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because I think Tiger went into this whole thing thinking he could, all the way back then, thinking he could control it. Because you got to keep in mind, this is a man who, not to bring it up again, but it's Jackie Robinson Day, and when it was instituted by President Clinton, he called Tiger Woods in to celebrate the festivities when they had it. I think it was at Shea Stadium. I'm not sure. And Tiger Woods is the man that said no to the president.
Oh.
So, I mean, this is a guy that, you know, he has been in control of his own destiny since he was hitting those chip shots on Johnny Carson back in the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you go that long, and you got to look at it like you look at, not like you look at child athletes, but you got to look at Tiger Woods like you look at child actors. Because he's been kind of a celebrity in the golf world since he was a kid. His dad pretty much super glued golf clubs to his hands when he was 5.
That's true.
And
I'm just saying,
that's how you have to look at it. And you can go. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. I know I'm the only female here, but it's crazy because in my head I'm looking at it. Besides assault or besides extortion with babies, because that happens a lot.
Yes.
In my head, I'm just like looking back in retrospect. I'm just like, they really tore this man down for infidelity off his, his game and stuff like that. And I'm a female, and granted, I'm not with, the side chick or whatever culture or cheating. But at the same time, I'm just like, they really like demonized him for a whole bunch of hoes. And in my head, I'm like, all right, if this was Wilt Chamberlain, even though he was single, he should be demonized more because he could have started stuff, even though he was single. But I'm just like, this is wild.
A man, from a man's point of
the
view,
Anglo-Saxon ideal in America or whatever is just marriage or whatever.
To me, a man's point of view, we get demonized if we do that stuff. And I think whether we're married or even single, it hurts us more. A woman is more sympathized with. Would you agree with that some more? A woman would be more sympathized.
What are you talking about? If a woman cheat?
Yeah, if a woman cheat.
Oh no, she's gonna be called a hoe every which way.
Well, but when you look at
that is true. I gotta agree with
that. When you look at it from other women, but when you look at it from the standpoint of other women, 9 times out of 10, she had a reason to do it. Whereas a dude, we just
all right, I understand what you're trying to say.
We just looking to get it wet.
Right, exactly. A woman got a reason for doing what a woman got a reason for doing it.
My man treated me with garbage.
Right.
I think a lot of it is, and I don't want to drag us onto the political grand stage and everything, but it's also a lot of it is, if Tiger Woods was a ball player or anything else, I don't think a lot of attention would be paid for it. But golf is also a predominantly white sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of when the scandal hit, I think there is, you can't ignore that race might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was going to say if John Daly would have been caught having stacks of money, that's
what I was about to say. John Daly's handing martinis to people saying, "Hold my drink while I take this shot," like French kissing girls after his drives.
Yeah.
But Tiger Woods has a marital dispute.
Because I have something controversial. I think this is gonna be wild. And I granted there was like 15, 11, 20 hoes that Tiger did have infidelity with. But I think it was worse that y'all go.
Area code.
I think it was very worse that y'all go basically got an actress pregnant and brought his new side.
How you doing? Welcome to the stream.
The emergency room, or to the ultrasound. I think y'all GOAT doing that was actually worse, and he should have been demonized more than Tiger Woods.
Who was that? I'm sorry, I missed the name.
Tom Brady.
He got a girl he knocked up with the baby mama,
and that's
Giselle to the ultrasound, because it was like a couple weeks. He transitioned and got rid of the baby mama and brought Giselle to the ultrasound. Was like, all right, becoming like I think that's worse. I
Agreed.
think that
And
should
if-
have been demonized. To be
And
honest,
if Tom Brady, and that's the point I'm trying to make, because if Tom Brady was a black golfer, he wouldn't be in any tournaments right now.
oh yes, that's true.
Sure,
That is
Like,
true.
like,
I wouldn't, boy.
that's what I'm trying
That
to
is
say.
true.
There's certain things you can do and certain things you can't do depending on what side of the tracks you come from.
Hey,
So
But anyway, I ain't gonna
Tom
talk about
was
that no
crazy.
more. I was just saying.
you good, you
yeah.
good.
This is why I would lay down on the tracks and just let the train take me out.
Exactly. If the more you good, we don't.
My birthday's in
hold
10
back
days,
on-
Ando.
on-
If
we ain't no
you want to do
wishy-washy
that.
show.
Oh, Ambrose, come on, man. You said you were back on birthdays. Let's go, man.
We ain't no wishy-washy show. We ain't no half-baked show. We keep it real on this show.
Okay, that's cool.
For real. All right, let's get into the NBA. Let's get into the NBA real quick. Talk about these damn playing games.
Yo, you gonna play? Even though he's not here, you gonna play Dan's theme song?
I can do it.
You gotta
Even
do
though-
it, man. You gotta
even though
do
we
it.
ain't here, I can do it. Welcome
He
to the
hates
hardwood.
Italians, Will. He
Welcome to-
hates Italians.
Welcome to the hardwood, everyone. I need to get that damn thing changed. I
No, you
really,
don't.
really
Keep it
need.
hardwood
Yes,
with
you
the dick,
do,
man.
man.
Love it.
God
Change it to Kyle
damn.
Dick Lowry. Change it to Kyle
No,
Lowry.
hell no.
Hell no.
Hell
Dick
no,
Lowry.
no.
The
Takes
hardwood
Lowry.
with Dick
Lowry.
Lowry.
Change
No.
it to that.
Oh
The
shit.
hardwood with White Howard.
Oh, I ain't touching that one.
All right, how about
I
the
ain't
hardwood
either.
with- how about the
I had
hardwood
another
with
joke
James Harden?
behind it, but I'm not saying nothing.
I ain't touching
I'm
that
not
one.
saying. I ain't
Will,
touching
not
that
It's the
shit, man.
airways. I ain't touching that one.
Will, I got it. Will,
What?
the hardwood with James Harden.
No, we're not doing
I
that.
already got a veto. Never mind.
We're not doing that. Absolutely
No,
not.
all right.
We already gotta know. We already gotta know.
Absolutely not.
Check this out, Will.
It's better than Dwight Howard.
Yep.
Dude.
So you said it yourself. Playing games start tomorrow, Tuesday night. We got the West, 7 and 8, which is Lakers and Pelicans,
Mhm.
followed by Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings, and then Wednesday night we got the Bulls and the Hawks,
Mhm.
preceded by 76ers and the Heat. Part of me really wishes Dan was here because I think Dan would agree with my take. I think the Lakers lose tomorrow night, and here's why.
Because there's
Team
no
that
lakes
pulls-
and Pelicans will just swoop all over everything.
No, check this out. Who
Oh.
does the winner of that game have to take on?
They gotta take the number one. They gotta take number
No,
one.
they take on the number 2,
Number two. That's right. That's number two. That's right.
which are the Nuggets,
Yeah.
because the Nuggets
Yeah.
are not the number
Denver.
one.
Yeah.
LeBron and the Lakers this year are 0-3 against the Nuggets.
Yes.
LeBron ain't gonna want that matchup in the first round.
So you saying he gonna lose intentionally?
I hate saying intentionally, but I don't.
He's so
see
in the
Lakers-
game.
I don't.
Ben would never agree with you on that. And
But-
you are a fool for
But
thinking.
hold on, check this out, because they're going to have another game regardless. So if they take this game, don't play AD, give him another 48 hours to rest, and then you play the winner of the Warriors or the Kings, which they have a better matchup favorite against. And then when they win that, they take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are A, much younger team, and B, a team that they had a 3-1 record against this season.
But they might
Thunder are not-
but they
The
might not-
Thunder are not going to have the playoff experience that the Nuggets have.
but they have
are
a
going-
lose. But if memory serves, Ando, they got a losing record against the Kings. If memory serves,
It's true. You're right. You run into the risk
Sure
of losing that extra playing game.
But I would rather take I bet they would rather take the Kings than the Nuggets.
yeah,
I
yeah, they would.
I
they would,
agree
they
with
would.
Horrible.
Dude,
Well,
I
right.
gotta say, LeBron is looking at that first round matchup with the Nuggets and wants to do everything he can not to play them. Even if it
listen.
means, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, even if it means running that risk of not making the playoffs at all, I would take the risk of going up either against Seth and the Warriors or that dominant Kings team and having a chance to play in the Thunder in the first round than playing the Nuggets.
Well, I was gonna say there has to be some type of rule because first of all, off the parlay, that's some cheating. And more importantly, I will say it's a big accomplishment. Everybody congratulate AD. He played how many games? 76? 70
No
games?
wheelchair all year. No none of that.
He played 70-something games.
Yes.
And
Ankles
had a
intact.
really good season with no injuries. But with that being said, he met the requirement because Adam Silver placed the requirement for people playing their games, but on the back end, you're going to have people trying to cheat the system by trying to make sure they, configure their matchups the way that Ando talking about. If LeBron wants to not play the Nuggets, duck the Nuggets and play, the Kings, that's still going to be an issue. So now we got to look at maybe we need to change this format with this play-in because now you could really cheat the system if you really wanted to.
You could.
Well,
so,
for one thing, I can't believe you think Dan would agree with you on that. That man is at home manufacturing his LeBron James wax statue right now.
Dude, you can't tell me
he would throw a game.
LeBron isn't thinking that. There's somewhere in LeBron's mind.
No, the man wants to win.
Man, the Nuggets or the Kings.
He wants to win. I
like LeBron, but Ambrose, you telling me people like Mel and other haters, Casey's not here, that demonize LeBron because he has a losing finals record. They actually treat him worse if he didn't make the final. I mean, if he didn't make the finals, they would treat him better. So don't you think off that LeBron would think maybe I should skip out on trying to go against this team so I have a better chance of not being called more of a loser?
Well, I mean, why would he do that now? Because eventually, if the team's as good as he thinks he is, and that's how he's going to strategize, he's going to have to play them anyway if he wants to keep winning.
But
why would you? I don't understand that.
If the Lakers make it to the playoffs, let's say they make it as a 7th seed and get beat by the Nuggets in the first round, the Lakers, one of your top franchise teams, are now out of the playoffs. So people in that market and people who are fans of the Lakers, they're going to be like, oh, well, playoffs are done. We can done watching basketball. Or LeBron makes it as the 8th seed. They somehow beat the 1. Then they play either the Clippers or the Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks, they have a 1-2 record against.
I mean, I'm just amazed that the Clippers, I'm 40 years old. If you told me 20 years ago the Clippers would be above the Lakers in a playoff ranking 20 years ago, I would tell you you're out of your goddamn mind.
Yep, agreed. I like the Mavericks over the Clippers personally. I think the Mavericks I think the Mavericks play better than the Clippers do. I like the matchup that
I'll say that.
Yeah, they have. Kyrie and Luka are going to be two very dangerous men in the playoffs with the stride that they're on. And then you get that Luka team against the Lakers.
Yes.
Could be a fun matchup. Just saying.
But why would you rig it? What I'm saying is though, if he's so scared of is it Denver? I'm not familiar with
Denver.
Okay. It's Denver.
If he's so scared of Denver.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to play them. Why would he want to play them when they're on a roll and they won a series?
Because you make it.
If you're that scared of them, the odds of them rolling through to the finals are good.
No, but I'm saying there's still margin of error. It basically gives them a chance. Like maybe they mess around and somebody get injured. Maybe
but I mean, I'm thinking like LeBron, and I'm thinking maybe he thinks he can take him out.
Nuggets, check this out. So the Nuggets are going to play the winner of the Lakers and Pelicans. So let's just
for shits and giggles, because I'm a Knicks fan. Are the Knicks in like 10th place or
Knicks actually finished in second in the East?
They finished in second.
Oh my God.
Only because they beat the Bulls in overtime after the Bulls gave up.
We know what a Knicks will be.
Yo, I'm about to. The Knicks made second seed. I'm about to go steal Giselle from Tom Brady.
So if the Nuggets take on, let's say, the Pelicans, right? I see them beating the Pelicans easy. They have the playoff history. They have the knowledge of how the playoffs work. The Pelicans are still a young team, and while Zion Williamson is very, very strong this season, and CJ McCollum has been a great second wing, I just see the depth of the Nuggets beating the Pelicans.
Is Brandon Ingram hurt?
I just don't see your rationale. You're in the playoffs. You want to win.
Agreed.
You don't want to plot out. This isn't a war. You got to win. You got to win. You got to win. You got to win. You got to win.
Agreed.
I don't see your rationale in strategizing and say we looted this guy and then we play this and mapping it out, because it never works that way. Because
you know what? And as the basketball fan that I am, I could be absolutely wrong. LeBron could go out and completely steamroll the Pelicans. And yes, then the Lakers could beat the Nuggets. Will it happen? Will it happen? I don't know.
No.
I find it very intriguing that part of LeBron's Laker legacy has been he hasn't been able to beat the Nuggets. And there are rumors that he will not be in LA next year. So
that's what I'm
From
saying.
him.
as
He's
a
gonna be wherever
fan,
his son go.
as a fan of LeBron and as a fan of the Lakers, do you take that risk as a first-round exit against the Nuggets, a team you haven't been able to beat, or do you take it on the chin, lose the next game, have a chance to go in as the 8th seed, and possibly expand your playoffs by playing a team you know you can beat?
Well, you kind of have to be careful if you do that because that's why the draft lottery exists.
And I'm not saying
I
you're wrong,
mean,
but I think there has to be something going on in LeBron's head where he's like, if I can avoid the Nuggets until the very last possible, or if I can avoid the Nuggets altogether, I have a better chance of making it to the finals.
why is it going on in his head? Where's the head coach in all this?
LeBron is the head coach of the
Darwin, you
Lakers.
talking about
LeBron
Darwin?
is the head coach.
You gonna give Darvin Ham any credit?
Exactly.
no.
We not giving
No.
him no credit.
Hell
He
no.
ain't do a
don't deserve
damn
credit.
thing.
Darwin ain't
no
thinking
credit.
about nothing.
Darvin Ham's the idiot. John, just to let you know, he is coming back from the injury, but he's supposed from a knee injury, but he's supposed to return against the Lakers.
Okay.
Mhm.
That makes to
Darwin
me that makes a
Ham
difference.
thinking about his next
Mhm.
bucket of Popeye's chicken. That's what he's
And then
thinking.
I did want to say I am going for the Bulls over the
He's a
Hawks
puppet.
in the 9-10 game in the East. I really don't care who wins against Philadelphia and Miami. I guess I'll give Miami the nod just because I want to see Miami and New York in the playoffs because that's always an
Even
entertaining
Philly did not
series.
in that.
And then Chicago
That'd be a
beats
good matchup.
Philadelphia, and then it's Chicago and Boston in the 1-8, which will get swept, but that's all right.
I love Miami and New York in the playoffs because
Dude, 98. Come on.
they're both
90.
never in the playoffs and they never know what to do with themselves when they play each other. And it's like an anti-rivalry.
Nah, I got Philly winning that series. I got Philly winning that. I got
That's
Philly winning that
wild.
series.
It's like a mid-off.
But yeah, that's my thing. Like, I'm,
Joel
That's exactly what it is, though.
Joel Embiid is back now. Max
Yeah.
is playing. Max is playing well. I got Philly winning that series.
you got Philly beating
Miami.
Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then
me
it'd be Philly and New York, and I could see Philly taking out the Knicks. But dude,
I
I
agree.
don't. The Knicks seem to be on a different level, especially the last couple weeks that they've been playing. Even with Julius
they're
Randle
playing-
being out,
Yeah, they pulling it together.
they're
They pulling it
playing.
together.
They're playing team ball, and I don't think
Yeah.
anybody expected that from the Knicks.
They pulling
Yeah,
it together
but,
big time.
I
We gotta give them
mean,
props.
You're talking to a lifelong New York Rangers fan here, and once the owner enters
James
the
Dolan.
locker room,
Yeah,
yes, Chuck Dolan's son.
yeah.
Once he enters the locker room and has his say, that air will be let out of the sails.
Yeah.
They'll be
Dude,
good.
I'm not saying I don't want the Knicks to win. Like if it's the Knicks and the Heat or the Knicks and the 76ers,
I'm
I'll
not
go
saying
for
it
the
either,
Knicks,
but
man.
the Rangers and the Knicks are never, ever, ever, and Will, I've said this on this channel before. The New York Rangers and the New York Knicks will never, ever win another championship until James Dolan is no longer their owner.
So you saying they're like the Cowboys because Jerry Jones, they're never gonna win because of him.
Yeah, essentially. But Jerry Jones has championships. James Dolan does not. Chuck Dolan does.
Yeah.
James Dolan does not.
Just to think is John Stark's game would have been better in game 7 of that Houston Rockets series in 93-94.
Or if your boy Charles Smith would have hit a damn layup.
You mean if Patrick Ewing had told John Starks to pass the damn ball like he should have?
Now I'm just saying.
Or I don't know, the defense of Pat Riley actually do their damn job and keep Akeem Olajuwon from making it to the basket. I'm just saying.
No one
They
could stop
couldn't
the
stop.
dream.
No one was going to stop
Dude,
that.
okay.
Nobody.
No one could
All
stop
right,
the
you
dream.
got you guys got
I mean,
guys-
Charles.
Hakeem Olajuwon is
I mean,
arguably one of the best centers in history.
I'm going to say
I'm
right
just
now, you guys.
saying.
I don't know if you guys caught it last week, but we had the interview with Kelsey last week. I said Akeem was the best center in the 90s, and if I'm picking a team with centers, he's my number one.
I'm just saying. If
I
Charles,
would say
it would have been a whole different issue if Charles Smith would have dunked the ball instead of going for a damn layup. But
Are you talking about the Charles Smith game against the Bulls?
oh yeah.
if Shaq didn't take that Burger King endorsement, he'd give Hakeem a run for his money because Shaq in his prime was a beast.
Dude,
But
don't get me
nah,
wrong.
Hakeem is the best center of the 90s.
Agreed.
And as much as I love Ewing, if you want to show someone how not to play defense, you show them tape of Patrick Ewing.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm saying this as a Knicks fan. Patrick Ewing always went for the pump fake. He always went for the deke. Patrick Ewing could not play defense. He could post up.
Yep.
He could make the
everything
points.
that he gave you on offense, Ewing did not have a defensive game.
Muggsy Bogues, even on offense, he got stuffed by Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues is a full 2 feet shorter than Patrick Ewing.
I would get stuffed by Muggsy Bogues. I'm just saying. You know, I mean, I ain't even got game, and I'm going to admit that Muggsy Bogues will be.
Let me go over to our guest, John Zoe. What y'all think about these playing games? I think they trash. What y'all think?
I think they shouldn't have them in the first place. But
facts.
Yeah,
like I said, they gotta have a chance for Bron to get in the playoffs.
Right, they done change the rules.
Something y'all didn't actually tap into. Like they want Bron in the playoffs. The NBA does.
So
the political part of it wants Bron in the playoffs. No matter which seed.
So what you're saying, Tom,
there's people watching.
What you're saying, are you saying kind of like if Tom Brady is at risk of not making the playoffs or was at risk, he's not playing anymore? Like the NFL will be like, okay, we need like 3 more.
Well, they created another wild card team for both sides.
Like if Brady was to come back and play, and the team is borderline, they gonna want him in the playoffs.
Yeah, they gonna want him in the playoffs.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to get a grasp.
That's views. That's better for everybody involved.
Yep.
I will say during the COVID era of basketball, dude. No, you're gonna knock my drink over. Get off. Sorry. During the COVID era of basketball, I thought the play-in was a smart idea. You lost how many games because of COVID? The play-in tournament brought in 6 more games, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, too, didn't they also only play a 40-game season or something like that?
Yeah, for that one. But what I'm saying is during the first COVID season and then the first season after COVID, I think the play-in season was smart, right? Build your revenue back up. But now that everybody's coming back into the stadiums and COVID isn't as much of a thing, if they stop the play-in tournament after this season, I don't think anybody would complain. Yes, the sponsors would be like, oh, no, we're losing money on 6 games. It's 6 fucking games. You'll make up your money.
Right.
But at this point right now, this should be the last season that they have it. Just go back to the standard 8, and then you're not putting 20 teams into the playoffs.
This is the problem I have with the play-in games in the NBA that I have with MLB. There are 162 games in MLB. Why do you need a wild card team? You've had 162 games to prove that you are playoff worthy.
The answer with that, Ambrose, is there's only 3 divisions. Now, if you made it to where there's 4 divisions, like there is in every single sport, that's fine. But by only having 3 division winners, you're giving the first team a day off, and then what? You're going to play one play-in game to see who plays the one, and then you got to baseball.
I don't even think there should be 3 divisions. I think there should still be an East and a West in each league, and you just have the top 2 teams from each league go and play, and then you have playoffs.
Right.
I think it should be 4 divisions.
I mean, this wild card, you've had almost a half a year to prove that you should be in the playoffs. If you're not good enough, you're not gonna be good enough. Same thing with the NBA. You have 81 games. You got 81 games to tell people you're good enough to compete for the finals. If you can't do it in 81 games, why should we give you more time?
Okay, so what's the difference between NFL? Because no one has a problem with a wild card with football. It seems like it makes sense.
Because in the NFL, you only have eight home games, 8 away games. You don't have that much time.
I'm gonna
so if you got a guy that's hurt, that kills 3 of your games.
I'm gonna make an argument with this, Ambrose, to you. Didn't the Diamondbacks just make it to the World Series as a wild card team? So this year they proved that.
Wild card teams have made the World Series. That's not the point, though.
So, but the problem is by taking away those wild card teams, you're basically saying, only the 2 best teams in baseball can make it. One from the East, one from the West. Play it there.
Yep.
I think
but by having those wild card teams,
if you're playing for a half a year, yes.
I disagree. If we did it with 4 divisions and you had 4 division winners, that would make sense. But by having only the 3 divisions, go ahead, Will.
But Samar brought up a good point. Repeat that again, Zoe.
What did I say?
Oh, bless your heart.
You said to make things more interesting.
Oh yeah. I was like to make things more interesting. You know, people love Cinderella stories, which is why it's good with March Madness. You always have these wild upsets. So I think that's where the concept comes. But like you're saying, I didn't know there was 160 some games in baseball.
Hey, 162 in baseball. 162.
That's absurd. But you're right. If you ain't gonna make it, you just ain't gonna make it at
You ain't
some
gonna make
point.
it. You just ain't gonna make it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
but how many times have a wild card for baseball been like went far? Like
Probably more than
does that
any other
happen
sport.
often?
Probably more. Yeah, it does. But because, well, it's not the seventh inning stretch yet. But it's because baseball works differently. You got guys on the mound. If you got the wrong guy on the mound in the wrong game, it's not like you have a quarterback or you have LeBron or you have a center in hockey or someone to dictate. You have assigned people for games, and if you have the wrong guys in the lineup on the wrong game, it kills it.
Yes.
And it's a much biologically it's a much different sport than the other three major sports.
Your margin for error in baseball is so much smaller because you have more games. So as people start winning games and even a 10-game losing streak in baseball could end your season real quick.
I mean, if you're in a wild card game, like take for instance, now baseball has the wild card playing game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have the playing game, which is one game. Now, this is the decision you have to make, whereas it wouldn't be a decision you'd have to make in any other sport because they'd start the next day. Which pitcher do you start? Because do you start your ace? Because if you win, your ace is out for game one.
Oh shoot!
So to answer your question, Zamora,
That's interesting.
just looking on Google here, there have been 16 wild card teams to make the World Series. That's just to make, not to win it, including 6 to do it since 2012.
The Marlins were 2 of them.
Yep, and 8 have won the World Series.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's probably since 2000.
Okay, this might sound ignorant because I'm a novice when baseball.
That's all right.
You know, with basketball and with NFL, they have a bench, and I know they have a bench with MLB, but you can't do half a game with one pitcher, half a game with another.
No. And if you leave the field, I don't know how it works now with the designated hitter in both leagues. I don't know how that works, but that's a whole different thing. But if you're a fielder and you leave the field and you go to the locker room or you leave the field and sit down in the dugout while the game is in play, it's like soccer. You're out. You cannot go back in.
All right. So let me go ahead real quick. I want to go over some of the rest of these matchups that we have determined already. Over in the East on Sunday, first game, Pacers versus Bucks.
Ooh.
I'm gonna ask John. John, who you taking in that one?
Pacers.
Remember we said at New Year's, but go ahead. You were talking about the Pacers and the Bucks. But anyway, go ahead.
We were.
Because they gonna pace their ass right off the court.
Yep.
They can't keep up. Like they can't. I love Dame, and if the game came down to the wire, I'm giving the ball to Dame Lillard every freaking time, every time. But the pace that the Pacers play, the Bucks gonna get winded. Like the whole team can't keep up. Giannis can't beat up. He can't stop everybody. Yeah, he can run up and down the floor. Granted, he's a bigger gentleman, but pause. But it just he can't stop everybody. Like yes, he's a Greek freak, but
right.
Dame is not known for being fast. So
and the Bucks are still coached by Doc Rivers too, right?
Yeah.
My thing
so that
is,
means they're going to get like a 2-1 lead and they're done.
My main thing is, and John, you referred to it. They're an older team, they're a slower team. You let go of Drew Holiday for Dame Lillard. We all know Dame Lillard on defense is a walking turnstile.
Yep.
He gonna get lit up regardless. For whatever 3 he hit, whatever 2 he hit, he gonna give up on the other end. The Pacers play a frenetic pace, and they're a whole lot younger with fresher legs. So I don't know about Zoe, but I'm taking the Pacers. Who you taking, Zoe?
Okay. Referring to the show of seasons past, when we talked about Giannis was in the bedroom, haunted by nightmares of the Pacers.
What is Giannis thinking about in the bedroom that
He
has
was
nightmare
haunted
of
by.
the
He was thinking
Pacers?
about the Pacers because he couldn't beat them.
He said
I
it in the
still
interview.
think that might seriously play on the
Jesus,
psyche.
man.
And then even if
That's some weak ass shit.
even if
That's some weak ass
everything
shit,
was
dog.
tipped in their favor to win, they were hitting on all cylinders. They were able to strategically figure out because they're a young team and exploit that. Who do you got as your damn coach? It's a wash. It's over. It's not gonna do nothing. It's a guarantee. It's a dub. That's not gonna work.
Oh
No,
man.
ma'am. No,
Doc
sir.
Rivers has never been confused for being the greatest X and O coach. He's more of a rah-rah player type of coach. That don't work.
I think Darwin Ham a better coach than him.
Damn.
And that's saying something because he's being coached by LeBron as we speak.
Right. Darvin's the assistant.
I'll take the Pacers in 6. I like the Pacers' phonetic offense. I just think this time of year, older legs tend to dry out. The Bucks don't have the bench that they did a couple years ago when they won the title. I'm with John. I think the Pacers run them off the floor. I think it'll be 6. I think the series will be closer than people expect it to be, but it's going to be the Pacers in 6.
As someone who isn't following basketball, I'm going to just say the Bucks are going to win because the Pacers are named after a car that isn't even in the race.
Damn.
But dude, the Buck is going to get hit by the car, and then the Buck is going to die, and you can just replace the car.
Damn right.
If we're doing this, let's do this Mike Leach style. Right, Mike Leach once said which was the best mascot in the Pac-12. Let's do it like that.
Isn't that the guy that stuffed a kid in the locker because he had a migraine?
Probably. It's Mike Leach. Rest in peace. But
yeah, rest in peace, Mike Leach.
The
we'll
other Cleveland and Orlando.
Well, I got Cleveland and Orlando coming up.
I'm going to do this
Saturday.
Mike Leach style. Cavalier has a sword. That's pretty dependable against another human. But a magic guy, I mean, he is a wizard. He uses magic. So if you can melt the sword in real time, the Magic are going to win. Otherwise, go Cavaliers. Nah, for real, I think the Cavaliers go as Donovan Mitchell goes, and I don't see him withstanding against the Magic. I think the Magic, while they are a young team, I like how they play. I think they're well coached. I think the Magic will take that probably also in 6.
So who you got? Cavs or Magic?
Both of them ain't not good looks, to be honest. That's a coin toss.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're not
Yay, sports.
You're not wrong.
I'm gonna take the Cavs based off of Donovan Mitchell has been in the playoffs and he's won playoff series. So that would be the only reason I take that. But Garland has to kind of turn his game back up. Like he's not playing like he was last year to me.
Right.
So but like I say, Donovan Mitchell has been put on the show in playoff games here and there, and I think that'll get them over the hump in terms of beating the Magic. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Paul, my bad.
No,
I think so. But then he'll get them past the Magic because they are not experienced at all. Like I don't know if anybody on that team has even been in the playoffs.
Yep.
So especially in the starting lineup. So.
Oh yeah. Let me go over to the West real quick. The tournament matchups we already got out there. We got the Timberwolves versus the Suns. Zoe, who you got?
That's
hell.
That's big. Anyways.
Whoa.
I don't even know what to say because Edwards is doing his thing, but at the same time with the Suns, it's just like I do feel like their chemistry coming a little bit, but it might be too little, too late for the Suns, to be honest. Timberwolves have been gelling and been on one accord for the whole season, and I'm gonna go with Timberwolves. I'm sorry, KD, but it's not looking like it's on the up and up for you.
Sorry, Swag. John, who you got?
I'm going with the Suns.
Oh!
I'm going with nappy-headed KD.
Oh!
Okay, but
I'm
snap.
going with you need to get a brush, KD, and a do-rag.
Oh, snap.
okay, but
I'm not counting KD out in his first round. Like,
okay. So
they
what
have
about
no one
Ayton?
to stop him.
So what about like the bigs and Ayton? Like,
Aiden is gone.
that's what
Aiden
I'm
is
saying. Since he's gone, how do you think that's going to work with Cat and all that?
Nurkic is better than 8. Nurkic is not soft.
That's true. No, but
That is true.
okay. So let me say this. I was arguing with somebody because we know Cat is soft as hell, but then they were talking about percentage wise. Cat is really high shooting percentage when he when he's outside.
He is.
So proficiency wise, even though he ain't soft, like who gonna stop Cat from getting dirty?
If you smart, you gonna let one of them shoot the ball. It's either gonna be Ant or Cat. You let Cat shoot the ball and guard Ant the best you can.
Okay.
So the Timberwolves have Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, and
You can't dunk
right?
the basketball properly. So
And then the Suns have KD. They have Booker. Who's the other part of their victory they got?
I've seen him miss a while.
Charles Barkley is coming out of retirement.
No.
No. So I mean, because
man, I'm gonna tell you, man, we're gonna get the ball. And here comes Draymond.
so
Here comes
who
Draymond.
else? Who is the
Out
other
of
big
stands.
player that the
Out of
Suns have?
stands.
They
Here
have
comes
KD.
Draymond.
They have KD and they have Booker. Who else do the Suns have?
Well, you know, John Wall should be there. Not John Wall.
Much as this is a
love to
player
see
I
John
also
Wall over
really
there.
dislike.
I meant to see Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
Grace-
That's the other one.
yeah.
If I don't know what it is. The playoffs just always seem to be kind of a jumpers league. I don't know. Besides Anthony, who else do the Timberwolves have to jump shoot? Everything that they do is based off the inside out. So if the Timberwolves can control it to be an inside out game, I like the Timberwolves. Something tells me it's not, and I think the Suns upset.
What? Okay, so not to say this. Besides Booker, they got kind of older players on their team. So
True.
I would say the Timberwolves are younger, so it's possibly they can run them.
But
I mean, it's an intriguing.
You got the so-called Twin Towers. They're not running nowhere.
No, they ain't.
That's two centers on the court at the same time.
Gobert be running.
He can't run.
Man.
He run like a Welshman.
Yeah, he run like his legs are on stilts. Like he's
Forrest Gump. Like Forrest Gump.
I'm telling you, boy. Y'all think I'm bullshitting around.
Yeah, it's like he got them braces on his leg. That's kind of how he run. Or like Shaggy and Scooby Doo, you know how they run from a monster and shit. It's like that's how he goes up and down the court.
He said Scooby Doo. Oh, snap. I do like. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, from an offensive standpoint, Phoenix seems to be a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
it's a tough series. Don't get me wrong.
I'm gonna have to take Phoenix in this one.
No, but the Suns' first form, I was like, this is gonna be nasty. And then Bradley Beal went out, and then it's been looking janky, and then the chemistry just ain't been right. Just based off chemistry, I can't go with them because I don't know who.
Hey, I respect that.
Because
I see this being
point, like you said, John. We don't know who want to take the last shot because it seemed like Durant be deferring. So if they down, you're just gonna give it to Booker, and Booker might not know what to do or to close the game out. So I'm just like, I can't go off that.
I think Destin, the Clippers, and Mavericks, these will be your 2 7-game series. I don't think anything else goes to 7.
Didn't they just give Grayson Allen $70 million?
I saw that.
For 4 years.
I ain't giving.
And he's the wild card because if he's shooting the ball very well, which he's done mostly throughout the year, if he gets like 5 to 7 threes off and he's on fire, that gives them an edge.
Yep.
Much as I can't stand his ass.
I didn't like him in Duke, man.
I can't stand Grayson.
Didn't like Grayson Allen and Duke.
Do you think he deserves $70 million?
He don't deserve shit.
I don't.
I can't stand him. Like I don't like him. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't think he deserves $70 million.
I meant if he's proficient with his 7 to 8 threes a game.
No, I don't think even then.
I guess.
I'm not paying a 6-man.
Me neither.
$70 million.
He starts. Well,
Only because
no.
Bradley Beal's hurt.
Yeah, well, that Bradley
You-
Beal's
you-
always
Well, if he
hurt.
gets
If
70
Bradley-
mil, Caruso deserve an extension for 70 mil too. Shit.
If Bill wasn't there, I
Pat
agree. If
Bev.
Bill wasn't there, he's only starting.
Shut up.
I agree. He's only starting because Bradley Bill is there. But traditionally, he's more of a 6-man.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying a 6-man 70 million. Ain't no way in the hell.
Well, in today's
Charlie
league,
Ward was worth 76 million.
Yeah, but he was a starter.
I think unless it's Ginobili.
No, he was a 6
And he
If
was,
it's
and then he
Ginobili,
was
give
a
him
bench
70
player when he got
mil.
to the
But
Knicks.
like you're saying, or if no, unless it's Ginobili, because
Yeah,
Ginobili
yeah,
said he should
yeah.
have.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
yeah, Ginobili.
Yeah,
Or Ray
Ginobili-
Allen coming off the bench for the Heat.
Yeah, somebody
I would
like
pay
that.
70 million to Ray.
Somebody like that. But I'm not paying. No,
No,
Ain't
not
no way
Grayson
in hell I'm
Allen.
paying Grayson Allen 70. No,
I mean, but in
40.
today's league, what's 70 million though? If I'm being honest,
Too much
even
money.
though I don't like him,
Too much money.
It's still too much money for me. For someone who
That's
for
Jalen Brown is not the best player in the league, but who makes the most money?
shooters.
Steph. It
Shooters.
was Steph.
Jalen Brown
Not-
makes the most
True.
money.
Okay, it
Yeah.
was.
Well,
He
who
has
you,
the biggest contract ever,
Well,
he
who
don't
you
deserve,
got
and he
the,
don't deserve it either.
and he's nowhere. He's not even top 10 best players in the league.
Nope, he don't deserve it either.
So if Grayson Allen
That's
is
some hating.
at the bottom of the barrel,
He don't.
Yeah.
and he's
How
getting
Jalen
70
Brown
mil.
How Jalen Brown deserve that contract? How Jalen Brown deserve that contract?
Oh, we talking about Jalen. Oh yeah, Jalen
Yeah.
don't deserve that.
Mm,
I
Deserve that con-
I talking about LeBron.
No.
LeBron deserves
won-
that for being the coach of the Lakers and their best player.
Exactly. He the player coach.
Here is LeBron in the locker room.
He's Bill Russell.
Now.
He's the player
Table
coach.
Cousins, you got
You
to
got
out.
one. Damn.
Well, who do you got for Clippers and Mavericks?
I'm taking Dallas.
Same.
I'm gonna stick beside him. I'm gonna pick.
Yeah,
James.
we know you sticking with Harden. We know
I'm
that.
a
I'm just gonna
Side.
James Harden.
Yeah, we know
I'm
that.
going with James too.
I got Dallas. I just
Yep.
like the way Dallas is playing as a team.
Dude.
Now, let me preface this. Their team defense ain't the best, but they have really come along offensively, and they've really gelled well. So that's why I'm going. And I think that, and I think they're better coached than the Clippers.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm going.
Really?
I'm
The
going
Mavericks
with
are
Mavs.
looking good.
Luka, who gonna stop Luka? I don't care if it is Kawhi.
Kawhi.
I don't care if it is
Kawhi is going to
Kawhi,
guard
if
Luka.
Kawhi stays
Kawhi-
We
healthy,
know
Kawhi-
this off the
Dude,
rip, okay?
if
Let me
Kawhi
ask
He's going to
stays
guard him.
healthy,
Let me ask you a
Is he
question.
going to stop him, contain him? Maybe.
Mhm.
Nobody's stopping
I don't
Luka.
think nobody's stopping Luka. I just don't.
No, and that's fine.
You can limit Luca, but you can't stop him.
You can't stop him.
And I
No.
think even if you stop Luca, either Luca and or Kyrie are both going to go off at the same. If not at the same time, one will have a really solid game and the other one struggles.
But
And then
I-
already off the rip. Kyle already had issues with. He gonna see James Harden out there. They gonna go at it.
Mhm.
You already see that off the rip. You already
Yep.
see that off the rip. And
But I
don't think-
feel like they both have
They might.
to be in sync and have good games to win the entire series.
yeah,
yeah.
they're gonna
Yeah,
have to
because
piggyback off each other, and it can't.
It's
be,
like, yeah, the Clippers still have 3 scores,
Mhm.
and Norman Powell is a shooter, and Westbrook can come off the bench.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if he's
I will say there's
gelling properly, he can stay in the game.
Yeah, I was
So-
going to say the thing that the Clippers got is their depth. With as much as they added on after the deadline, and with the way that they've been able to bring people on the team, the Clippers have the depth. If they can just gel as a team and get people to play where they need to, the Clippers are a tough team to beat. But I think the way Dallas has played, especially over the stretch of the final 2-3 weeks of the season, like I
understand
said,
that.
this one and the Minnesota Phoenix series will be the only 2 series that go to 7.
Oh, Suns are finished. Oh, but he sure wouldn't play the way he needs to. Talking about Cat. Oh, he picked
So-
Dallas too.
Yep.
Kyle and Luka.
Luka.
NBA final schedule. Thursday, June 6th will be game 1. Sunday, June 9th will be game 2. Wednesday, June 12th will be game 3.
Game
Friday,
3 will be in the
June-
United Center, Will, because the Bulls are going to the finals.
That's a damn lie. And
Hey,
then
hey, believe.
damn lie. That's a damn lie, boy.
That's a whole lot of faith, bro.
That's a whole lot of faith,
hey,
boy. You don't hold your breath.
I'm
Hold your
telling
breath,
you.
Ando.
And hope you don't
I'm
pass
gonna become a
out.
Bulls fan just to spite Willie because I really want them to go far. Yo, wait, Willie, if the Bulls make the finals, are you gonna be cheering for them?
I gotta go find my Bulls hat. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh hell!
Willie, if the Bulls make the finals, are you gonna be cheering for your team? Yes or no?
I'll be cheering for my team, but I just know that ain't gonna happen. We
You
too
a
small.
hater, bro.
We too small, and we ain't got no point guard. I mean, Kobe White's more of a scorer than a true point. He more of a 2 than a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a true point. And for some reason, Bulls could have got one last season in
Y'all
the
still
draft.
waiting on Lonzo to come back.
They waiting on Lonzo to come back instead of drafting one. Come on, man.
It ain't coming off until the Bulls lose or the Bulls win the NBA Finals, man.
You ain't going to work with that hat on.
There we go. I'll go to fucking work with this. You guys want to buy a cell phone? Believe in the Bulls. Let's go.
Real quick.
Upside down, the Bulls is a crab playing a set.
A robot having sex with the crab. Yeah.
Actually, I was going to say it's a crab playing a DJ set, but if you want to get nasty about it.
If we need to, Monday, June 17th will be game 5, Thursday, June 20th will be game 6, and Sunday, June 23rd will be game 7 if needed.
Won't be because the Bulls are going to end it in 4. They're going to be late. They're going to beat LeBron and the Lakers.
I love your confidence.
LeBron and the Lakers go down in 4, baby.
And who the Bulls going to face then? On the
Okay,
race?
so get this, right? They're going to beat Atlanta.
The Nuggets.
Hold on.
That is what?
Remember, I started this whole NBA precipice with the Lakers were going to lose against the Pelicans, so they don't have to play the Nuggets, right? So the Bulls are going to beat the Hawks. Then they're going to beat, I'm going to say Philadelphia, because Philadelphia ain't got the depth in the bench that they got. So then they're going to play Boston. We know Boston plays like shit in the playoffs, right? Nobody trusts Boston. Boston's going to get, look, it's the Bulls. We just lost. 4-game sweep, right? Bulls 4-game sweep. Then they got to play Orlando or Cleveland, right? That's going to be a tough series, right? Depending on how the Bulls are looking, right? Lonzo Ball won't be back in the playoffs this year. He's done. But I think we can manage without a point guard. Kobe White will be fine. The Bulls will beat, I'll say, the Cavaliers. The Bulls are going to beat the Cavaliers in 6. And then you got to worry about what? Milwaukee, Indiana, New York, or whoever the hell makes it in the 7. You know what? Just to spite Ambrose, it's going to be the Bulls and the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then that's where the precipice of James Dolan will go into the locker room.
The Knicks are going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Only to spite Ambrose, because Ambrose says they never win anything. And then what the Bulls are going to do is they're going to channel their inner Michael, right? 55 points at the Garden. They're going to beat the Knicks in 5 to represent that 5 times they beat the Knicks in the playoffs. And then to prove that they're that good, to prove that LeBron ain't shit, it's going to be LeBron against the ghost of Michael Jordan, 4-game fucking sweep with the win in the United States.
Hey, I'm sorry. I am so distracted. Ever since you put that hat on, I've envisioned Liam Neeson beating you up.
Whatever you on, Ando, I want some. Whatever you on, whatever you drinking, whatever you smoking, I want some. Because ain't no one.
I need that type of optimism.
I need that optimism, man.
John's face the entire time I was saying that was.
Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way. Bulls can get past the Hawks. Bulls can get past. I'm not gonna say a lie. Bulls can get past the Hawks, but that's
y'all stand a chance in hell with that. But
we can beat the Hawks, but that's as far as it goes. But the Hawks aren't very good.
He said 55 at the. He said 55 at the Knicks.
At the guard.
He's drinking something good, boy.
And it looks like his forehead is mad at him.
I gotta say.
Yeah, I did.
In all seriousness, the only team the Bulls can play in the playoffs are the Celtics. And as much as we want to shit on the Celtics and them being as bad as everybody predicts them to be, in realistic terms, I don't see the Bulls beating the Celtics. Celtics between Tatum and Brown, I just think they're better than any tandem the Bulls have, even if Vujovic, even if White and DeRozan play the way that they're supposed to. I just, honestly, what I love,
they just need one person to strip Brown, and that'll
they,
be good.
they need
Make him go left.
They need to redo that damn team. They have not had a meaningful trade in years.
No, they haven't.
They need to redo that damn. DeMar DeRozan is older.
Yep.
Vucevic isn't what he was.
Nope. Dude, I'm gonna say it like this: if they do not make it out of the play-in tournament, gut trade rebuild at this point.
Billy Donovan and I've been saying this.
Agreed.
And I've been saying that for Billy Donovan need to go. I've been saying that for ever since he damn got there.
Agreed.
Ever since he damn got there.
Yep.
It's
I'm in full agreement, Will.
You are coach. You ain't coaching boys. You coaching men.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he ain't done much.
Yeah,
well,
dude,
he had KD in there. That's different.
College. I don't know what
he
it
was
is.
great in
He
college.
transition well.
Stick to the college game. It's what you know. It's where you're better suited.
He gonna win another
championship. He teaches how to play team basketball.
Right.
Like he does do that.
He can go win it. He can go win another college championship right now.
Absolutely.
With the right team. He could have taken. I was kind of hoping he was take the Kentucky job.
And now with the UConn coach, excuse us, we not doing that.
Billy Donovan is the guy that should be at the Lakers being coached by LeBron right now.
Facts.
And I just want to say for the record, Ambrose, I don't play Fortnite. I play Call of Duty. So I'm that guy screaming at 11-year-olds at Call of Duty, not Fortnite.
they got a female. Don't they have a female Fortnite tournament coming up or something like that?
Yeah,
I thought I saw. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what it is Fortnite female.
So it's a Fortnite tournament.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, for female.
Oh, speaking of women and basketball, we didn't go over.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep. So, I think to nobody's surprise in this room, Caitlin Clark went number 1 to the Fever.
Yes.
338,000 plus over 4 years. It's the initial contract information with 97,000 guaranteed over the last year if she decides to take it. I'm actually really impressed with the Chicago Sky in the first round.
What, man? I'm telling
you.
you.
I also kind of hoping the Bulls could have got her. That would have brought some damn euphemism to the team or something. Right. Good Lord.
So
she went to the Sky.
The Sky are doing the damn
thing. They're doing the thing.
Yep. The Sky picked up Cardoso from South Carolina. And then with the later picked up Angel Reese from LSU. That's going to be a huge matchup for this.
That's crazy.
Forward.
They're getting all the rebounds.
I'm looking at my favorite player that came out this year was Cameron Brink from Stanford. She went number 2 this year.
She went number 2. She actually went with Jackson from Tennessee at number 4. So that's going to be a good tandem looking in too.
That right there. I'm loving her. I'm loving that. And then of course my girl Juju Watkins is still over at USC, and we're gonna probably see her maybe next year. Hopefully,
between her and Paige Butkus from UConn, that's one of the 2 number 1s that you'll see next year.
And so I'm gonna go to you on this. Can the WNBA finally get their pay structure set? Because these girls making more money in NIL than they ever could be in the WNBA.
Yeah, that's. Well, let me say that's difficult because first of all, the season's already skewed. WNBA season is only 2 months, so I had a whole discussion on what's going to get the traction going for WNBA to be good. Because to be honest, most of those professional players makes their money overseas because that season is longer. So I brought up ideas before, and I'm just like, listen, because they keep talking about. I think it's disrespectful. People just like, well, just lower the rim so there could be more dunks this and that. I'm like, no, don't do that because you haven't implemented a structure where you could grab the male audience. And I'm just like, they don't have no highlight reel. And then a lot of times, since the season is so short and concise, they don't the playoff starts or the whole finals happens in June. And when I watch commercials, there's no type of like urgency or type of excitement to get me to be like, oh, the WNBA season is coming up, da-da-da-da. And they don't structure it with the season being so short. So you have this anticipation of watching, transitioning from seeing the finals to then seeing the women's game. And that's the problem because whatever marketing scheme they got is trash.
What do you think about this?
So
what do you think about this?
I'll let Zoe answer that first.
Make it 82 games like the men.
They'll lose more money.
Yeah, at this point right now, you can't make it 82.
I don't think it should be 82, but I do.
You can make
think
it more
should be
like
at least,
40.
I
Yeah,
think it should be-
yeah.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could see
What
40.
did they play?
What I was going to say, I think it should be at least 3 to 4 months, because at least you get enough chance. Well, first of all, you don't have that much time with 2 months span to gel with your team if you're overseas and everything else. So not only by the time the 2 months happen, you finally gel with your team and everything happened, but there's no anticipation or excitement that you come before NBA season with trades. Like you don't even have a trade frenzy that happens during the trade deadline with women as they do with men's, because you don't have a long enough season. So they need to be able to structure that so you can have enough momentum to build it up and you can be excited. They don't do that.
So to answer Ambrose's question, you have 12 teams in the WNBA, 6 teams per side. So you have 6 in the East, 6 in the West. So hypothetically speaking, if you did
I don't care about hypotheticals. What's the amount of times they play a season? What's the game number?
May 3rd.
How many games?
How many games?
Yeah, so there's like, it's not telling me. Like I'd have to look at the history of it. Hold on.
Pull up a record.
It's 36 games.
36 games.
Yeah,
That's more than enough with 12 teams.
Yeah.
You don't need to make it 81 games.
Sparks. I don't understand the Sparks, because you just had a great draft pick come to you, but you let Tia Cooper go.
Yeah, that wasn't smart.
And
I
where she
don't
go?
understand that. I don't know if it was a situation where she didn't want to be there anymore. I don't know what the situation was, but I would have done everything in my power to keep her.
She went to the Lynx, right?
I think she did.
And the Lynx got a lot of people don't watch this girl from Utah. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but her first name is Elisa. She
picked up in the draft this year, you mean?
Stout, like, but she can ball, bro. Like she from Utah, and Minnesota picked her up. And when I say this girl can hoop, she can hoop. So that's a good look.
But yeah, I don't know why.
You're talking Elisa Palali from Utah.
Yeah.
And now
she went to Minnesota.
Now I think Tia out the league. So I don't know what is
You don't
going
think
on
she's
there.
on the team? She's free agent?
I think she's a free agent now because I don't see her on the team or having any team affiliation on her Instagram. And that
didn't even have no pick.
And that don't even make no sense to me.
I just gotta say, I'm upset that Breonna Stewart went from Seattle to New York. That still busts my chops from last year, man. Being a Seattle Storm fan, I really wish Breonna would have stayed. But she was like, nope, see ya, bright lights in New York.
Taking my talents.
Yep, taking my talents to the city.
Straight like that. Oh no, that ain't the same. Oh man, Aces got better again.
Well, yeah, it's the Aces, man.
Yeah, they picked up the center from Virginia Tech. This girl averaged 18 and 10.
Yep.
And 55% shooting. That's dangerous. I don't even know how she fell that far.
Anyways, but guys, I'm about to head out in a minute. But I want to ask.
We're about done. We're gonna go to some baseball, some hockey. They're gonna get out.
Okay, but what was about to say? Oh yeah, for the draft. Well, never mind. Nobody care about the boys draft. Unfortunately.
No, it's all about Caitlin Clark and the women's draft this year. Like I don't even think I'm going to pay attention to the men's draft if I'm going to be honest.
I am. You still got some good talent coming out.
Oh yeah, because Zach Edey and then the kid from Connecticut.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Y'all think that real quick before you go some more? You think Zach Edey going to be a good pro?
You said Zach who?
Zach Edey. You think he's going to be
the
a
one
good pro?
not getting no NIL money? I feel bad for him. He missing out on the coins. I feel bad. He gives me a lot of Yao Ming, and I'm not saying that. I think he'll be so. It might be some development because I feel like he's kind of a slower player, if that makes sense.
It does.
Come on.
It does.
You remember the Plumlee brothers? He came a little bit remind me of them.
Yep.
It's not disrespectful because there was one that was really good. So I'm just saying.
I
Mason
mean,
and
like I say,
Miles.
one of them still playing.
Yeah.
Out
So-
of the 4 of them, 3 of them, however many it was.
Hey,
The
well,
one-
just give you a heads up. I'm going to change camera views for a minute if you don't mind, man.
Do your thing, man. But all right. So you got anything you want to say before you roll out?
Anyways, man, sorry to you, Giannis. Y'all picked the coach, so that's on y'all. That's all I can really say. But but no, I'm serious. That's all you did it to yourself. But nah, for real though. It'd be nice. Y'all don't sleep on playoff Jimmy. I know y'all talking trash about, if they do a matchup with them or Knicks or them or whatever. Like, don't sleep on playoff Jimmy. And then this last but not least, like, don't put it past LeBron seeing if he could like skip out on that Nuggets game. That's all I'm trying to say. But all right, I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
Hey, so we going on Friday?
I think so. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
All right, that's cool.
All right.
Peace
out.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye,
All right, real quick, we're gonna go over into the 7th inning stretch with Ambrose. We're gonna talk some hockey, and then we're gonna get on out of here. Let's go ahead and get into the 7th inning stretch. Let's go.
I want to be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints.
All right, Ando, let's go. Ando,
Ambrose, not Ando. I don't know.
I'm talking to you because I see you down there.
I'm here, idiot.
Playing with the cat.
Oh no, I'm here, dude. I told you I was changing the camera view, man.
Okay.
Mouse is getting the camera view
All right.
at this point, man. It's all about Mouse.
So
go ahead, Ambrose.
2 things to talk about. One is hockey, which has nothing to do with baseball. We rarely talk about it even on this show at all. But the Phoenix Coyotes are moving to Salt Lake City next year. So the NHL doesn't mess around. You're done. You're going to Salt Lake City. But here's the weird thing. The team has never turned a profit. The market doesn't want it. And they're moving. And they're getting first crack at expansion when the league starts to expand again. So when the league takes 2 more teams on, Phoenix has the first say. Why are you going to move a team that's failing financially and grant the market
to a team that doesn't want it?
Crack at expansion.
That makes no sense to me.
So isn't it true that I heard that both Phoenix and Atlanta are the first 2 teams that are the first 2 cities that get crack at the team?
Which is ridiculous because Atlanta's already a two-time loser. Neither team that has been in Atlanta in the NHL has lasted more than 10 years.
Yeah, I would say, I know you were talking about it in the Sports Reports chat. I am totally down 100% to bring back the Hartford Whalers. That should be number 1.
The whale, baby.
Number 1. Absolutely. Then
Quebec.
I would say Midwest. I would honestly look into Omaha.
Kansas City has an arena.
Look into Omaha or Kansas City.
Kansas City has been wanting an NHL team for years. Kansas City has an arena built. It's ready to go. They're waiting for an NHL team.
Right.
And no one has wanted to go there.
Dude, being an Iowan, I would love to have a professional team within 90 minutes of the city I live in. I think Omaha would make a good hockey team. You have all the talent. You have the Midwest, which is naturally a hockey area of the country between Minnesota and Wisconsin. I would say Omaha is right there.
But it's Nebraska.
Okay. Why not test out the market for Nebraska?
Because it's Nebraska.
Dude, you already had a failed franchise in Atlanta and Phoenix. Give Omaha a damn shot.
That's a good point. And Omaha and Atlanta and Phoenix are 2 major markets.
Yep. And you can't succeed there. What's the harm in trying in Omaha?
Because when you draft a first-round player and you say, hey, you're going to go to Nebraska, he's going to say, no.
We'll see. We'll see.
Ambrose, I hate you.
We'll see how that works.
I hate you, Ambrose. Just know that. I hate you right now.
But
I don't have, and it's only because I don't have a rebuttal for it. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think with the way, especially the NHL, they're so quick to get rid of franchises who markets, I feel, really kind of hold on to their teams. Like Hartford, it's just like Seattle with basketball. Hartford has been dying for a professional hockey team since the Whalers left. So I would say if you're douchebag president of the NHL, whatever the damn name is,
Commissioner.
What's his name?
Gary Bettman.
Fuck Gary Bettman. I'll say it on behalf because we're gonna say fuck Rob Manfred at some point tonight too. So fuck Gary and his name.
Thank you for reminding me. I gotta use that as the closing.
Gary Bettman. But no, take one of the teams. If you're looking into expansions, grab the Hartford Whalers. That's number one. Bring the Hartford Whalers back. If it's not Omaha, I can live with Salt Lake City taking it. But what was it? The Quebec Nordiques? Who are
the the team that had the successful team that moved
and then got moved to Colorado. Yeah. So bring one of those back. If you're not going to give me my wishful thinking in Omaha,
no one's going to Omaha ever.
Omaha.
Nebraska. Exactly. See, even Peyton Manning loves Omaha, man.
I couldn't resist.
I know. All right, I'm gonna take the camera back. Give me just a minute, boys.
All right. All
right. Second talking point. Getting to baseball, 7th inning stretch. Nothing notable happened within the last 7 days. I mean, we've got pretty much the dust is settled. The bad teams are bad right now. The good teams are good. Injuries are going to determine who gets that factor that'll knock them into the playoffs by happenstance. Interesting things are that the Yankees are proving that they can get it done without Garrett Cole. I still think a team from the National League Central is going to make a lot of noise. We will probably see a National League Central team in the World Series this year. But my talking point for baseball is umpires.
Oh my God, Angel Hernandez can eat a dick.
Damn,
man.
In the earlier part of the week.
Oh man.
And thank you for that opener, hype man. In the earlier part of the week, the Rangers played, and we watched a pitcher throw 3 consecutive identical pitches.
All balls.
Walked the pitcher. And the guy calling the shots was Angel Hernandez.
Asshole Hernandez.
And at this point, the announcers on TV who are supposed to be objective are even shouting, "Oh, come on," from the announcer's booth.
Yeah.
So my question is, and we can go around the horn on this. Why, if he made those bad calls, if the batter had questioned him, he'd be fined.
Yep.
If the manager had questioned him, he'd be fined. If any other player questioned him, they'd be fined. If the batter argued with him, he'd be suspended or fined. Why are these penalties so comfortable with players and managers, but the umpires never get fined? They never get suspended. They never get fired. Like, what's in the umpire's contract? Because these are things that are determining statistics that affect careers. And it's a very one-sided thing. Oh, that ball was thrown into Omaha, Nebraska. Strike. What are you doing? What are you?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, no, they need the umpires.
That's legit.
Yeah, the umpires need to be held more accountable. I mean,
because NBA refs get fined now, finally.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or
again, this comes back to FRM or FRM.
And honestly, it's not enough to say. It's not enough to say, you're not. Yeah. Angel Hernandez isn't calling strikes and balls in the playoffs, but his calls are determining overall who makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to say you can't call in the World Series or you can't call in the playoffs. What's it going to take for MLB? Because at this point, you've got announcers calling him out on blast.
Right. Yeah.
So at what point is MLB just going to be like, okay, we can't. This guy's an idiot. We can't have him around anymore.
Yeah, I would say your sport is taking a hit when the people who are broadcasting it that you said are supposed to be impartial are publicly humiliating the guy because he can't do his job. At this point, Rob Manfred, again, I'm saying it to the camera. Fuck you, Rob Manfred, because 7 ain't here to say it.
Fuck you, Rob Manfred.
Get up off your ass.
Fuck you, Rob Manfred.
Fuck you, Rob Manfred. Get up off your ass. Get out of your $1 million fucking house. Go to the fucking game and fire the guy yourself. Like, publicly fire him. Have somebody go down, take the ball out of his hand, and you're out. Fucking perfect. It'd be justice done. And then the rest of the umpires be like, shit, Rob ain't playing. I guess we can unfuck Rob Manfred.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
needs to be a public firing at this point. Like, you publicly
He's
fire
terrible. He didn't even
Angel
get a clip the other
Hernandez.
day.
Yeah.
Look, he is so terrible. Can you think of another sport aside from the NBA where it had nothing to do with gameplay and the guy was gambling? What's his name? Tim
Donahue of the NBA.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was gambling. That wasn't calling.
Yeah.
It was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Can you think of another sport with that exemption where an official has a name and is being talked about more than the best player in Major League Baseball this week?
When your umpire is the brand name that everybody's talking about, something's got to change.
Yeah.
So
We're not supposed to know names.
Yeah.
Of
The less
the
you know
officials.
the less you know about your officials, the better.
Right. All right. Let's go ahead and finish up. I'm going to go to John. John, any final thoughts and what you got going on this week, if anything?
I ain't no huge final thoughts. Like I say, we talked about the play-in sucks, and like Ando said, you should get rid of the shit after this year.
Yeah.
Straight like that. I'm excited for the WNBA draft. I can't wait to see, especially what the Sky do with these two major girls, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they get along, because they were beefing with each other, like because that's one's LSU, one South Carolina. Like, they definitely
both
got
are
into it the
alphas.
last time they played.
Two of
Very
the
alpha.
alphas. Yep.
Two of them. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that work, but
Yep.
they're both also competitors. So I like
absolutely.
it to the full.
I don't know,
So,
dude. I'm gonna say it like this, man. If they beefing on the court and the Chicago Sky are winning games, I'm keeping them on the court at the same time.
Absolutely.
Controversy creates cash, man. At this point,
It sure
you guys can
does.
hate each other all
Exactly.
you want, but as long as you're getting along when you're on the court, fine
Right.
by me, man.
There you go. Ambrose, what you got going on this week, if anything? And any final thoughts?
Trying to write, still recovering from the injury. That's about it, and watching some baseball. 7, keeping your seat warm. Fuck Rob Manfred.
There we go.
Like,
There we go. That's how we got to do it. I get it. How we got to do it. All right, Ando, final thoughts? What you doing this week?
Final thoughts for me. It's the same thing I said last week when we got done with the interview with Kelsey. God is great, beer is good, and I'll drink to that. Excited also for the WNBA season for the first time in a while. Excited for the playing game on Wednesday. Go Bulls. Excited for the Bulls to win the NBA championship. Get number 7. Go Bulls. Don't knock it until they're out. And then now watch, they're probably going to get smacked by the Hawks because Trae Young goes for 70 and makes Michael Jordan look bad, which you can't do because
no, Ando, when you put that hat on, do you imagine that you're in like a Ja Rule video?
No.
Wow.
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 The only thing I know about Ja Rule, besides him being in Fast and Furious, man, he had that.
Hey, I actually paid money to see that movie he did with Steven Seagal.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Okay. It was terrible.
Yep.
Was
They
that
did the movie
half
Steven
past
Seagal.
dead or something? I
Yeah,
think.
it was half past
Yeah,
dead.
and
I
then,
didn't see it. I didn't know he did a movie.
It was so bad.
I didn't know
And
he
then,
did a movie Steven Seagal. I gotta check that one out. I ain't
It
seen
was
he
so
did.
bad.
Don't do
And
it,
then,
Willie. Don't even worry about it, bro.
I watched
Wow.
it, so you don't have to.
You're gonna
and then
find
beyond
another
that,
reason
man,
to roast Ja Rule besides 50 Cent trolling him the rest of his life.
yeah, and then beyond that,
telling
man,
you.
beyond that, it's work tomorrow, off 2 days, and then get ready for the Geek Gauntlet. Hopefully, I'll feel ready and be ready to go for that on Saturday night, man.
Yes. Of course.
Also,
Yes.
for you people who are watching, if you haven't hit the follow button on Facebook or Twitch, we are looking for followers. Hit that subscribe button, know when we pop on, and get notifications for when we go live.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that.
And I'm done plugging.
All right. And if it's nothing else, John, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Ambrose,
man. Just let me know.
thank you for coming through as always. And we will see you guys again next week right here on the Sports Report podcast. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everyone have a great week. Later.
Bulls
And
the
Daniel
bowl.
looking like he belonged on Law and Order with that hat.
Bong, bong.
He said Law and Order. Oh my gosh. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.
All right.